Welcome back to another episode of Evolve Point, your one-stop shop for Shadowverse news and discussion every single week. This episode is probably going to come out a little closer to the last episode, considering the last episode I was in Japan, and now I'm back. You might also notice that from the fact that my mic doesn't sound like dog piss. So, welcome. I'm Ignideus. I'm a caster, content creator for Shadowverse, and with me as always are my two co-hosts, Lord Kalen and Such Patanko. Hello.
Praise the sun.
Han konbanwa minasan.
What is that? Is that your new intro?
Hell yeah. I'm Lord Kalen. I'm a community. I help with the English community all over the place. Like, you've probably seen me. You probably fear me. I'm kidding.
All right, and Tonko, do you have an intro?
I am the Such Patanko. I do portal craft things.
I like that. What? Tankonvanwa? That is epic. You should say that every stream.
I made it as a joke one time on stream, and I hated it so much that I never said it ever again.
Until now. It's a rare...
We're bringing it back.
It's because you just came back from the dentist, so you're all woozy from the anesthetic. This is the only time we can hear it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly in the right place right now.
Alright, y'all, we have a lot of news to get through, so let's just shoot through it. First of all, of course, the Gems of Fortune Volume 4 Cup Grand Prix. Some of those words in that order. Of course, it's happening right now. Feb 7th to Feb 18. Stage 1 is from Feb 7 to Feb 12. And now Stage 2 has just started. I almost call it Phase 2, like it's the MCU. No, it's not that deep. Stage 2 has just started. How have your runs been so far?
Pretty middle of the road. I had 3 qualifying runs and then 3 abysmal runs in Stage 1.
I am enjoying this Gems format way more compared to the OG one. It's a bit more of a controlled format. I do like the fusion mechanic. It doesn't make Shadow or Rune or Forest too broken.
I was enjoying it in Stage 1, and then now in Stage 2, everybody's just playing Portal or Haven, and I'm like, it's over.
Yeah, the meta's been solved completely now.
Yeah.
It is a shame that you could just pick the class you want directly. You're not just forced to choose one out of 3 randos, so there's not really any incentive to try out other classes.
Yeah. So
I've definitely tried out other classes. I just haven't learned any. I've played Dragon Sword, Portal, and Haven so far. I'll try the others.
Dude, Dragon is completely unplayable.
Yeah, Dragon is
dude.
really bad.
I got a 4-win run with it, but that was because I got Infiniflame 3 games. 2 of them, the Infiniflame was lethal.
Simply a skill issue. Yeah,
dude, half of the
card draw Infiniflame.
Yeah.
Half of the card pool for Dragon is buff.
The other half is discard.
Yeah.
It's like horrific. Yeah. I think Rune and Dragon are the ones that feel the worst, and then everything else is playable at least, and then Portal and Haven and Sword are probably the best in my estimation.
I do like the fusion aspect of the new gems, but I don't know if I really like the smaller card pool, because from what I understand, it only uses cards from Fortune Hand onwards.
10 sets.
Yeah, like, so we don't get any of the super duper boomers, and the gems format, it just feels less chaotic than before.
I'll also say that a lot of the stuff they removed for gems feels like random. Like, for example, Dwarf of Blooms was removed from the pool on February 7th. Why? Meanwhile, Ra is still in the pool, and it just ruins my life, and it's just like, I hate this.
They banned even more cards?
Yeah, Dwarf of Blooms was removed in addition, like right before the thing, because I guess it broke it in. I guess there was I don't know what happened, but something happened with Dwarf of Blooms during the private match event, I guess. So then right before this Grand Prix started, they removed it.
Man, I'm glad that the private match event then.
Do you know what Dwarf of Blooms? What does Dwarf of Blooms even do? Does anybody have the game up right now?
Yeah, I got the game up. I'll look it up.
Dwarf of the Blooms. Here we go. Choose put entangling spells or Ivy spell bomb into your hand. Add 1 to the number of cards played this turn.
That doesn't sound like it would do anything.
Why did they remove that?
Whoa. Yeah, they do seem pretty random. Also, who's ever heard of this card?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there was also another bug that was fixed on February 6th, right before the Grand Prix, where there was an unintended draw game. So I'm glad they fixed that right before the event went through. Yeah, they're still on top of it. All right, we have a lot of news to get through, so I'm
Big
going to
news.
power through here.
Massive.
Last night, sudden unlimited buff randomly just dropped alongside the first reveals for the mini set. We got Glistering Angel to 1 play point, Byron to 1 play point, Reggie to 2 play points, Draconeer as a 1 play point 1/2, Frenzied Core Master Fanfare now activates on Invoke, Luminera to 6 play points, and it now deals damage and recovers play points when it's played, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, it also
Yeah.
went from reducing damage to a maximum of 4 to a maximum of 3.
Which is an insane
huge.
buff, especially now that it's 6 play points. Yeah. And attack form from Laevateinn now deals 10 damage instead of 5 to everything, and defense form now cannot be destroyed. So that's an insane amount of changes.
Awesome changes, and I'm gonna try some unlimited once these go through.
I mean, honestly, a lot of them were hitting classes that really needed the help in unlimited, right? Like Dragon was just the Roost class .deck.
Dragon was discard and Roost.
Yeah,
now
that was
this is looking really, really tight. That's 5 Dragon cards getting buffed. Technically 4 if you want to be pedantic.
Yeah, with Byron and Reggie, you can play like aggro Dragon, I guess, and with Draconeer and Laevateinn, now you can play an actual armed deck, and defense form is actually really annoying now to the other player.
Yeah, defense form is going to be huge. Byron into Reggie is going to be one of the strongest openers this game has.
Yeah. Tonko?
Dude, they're super overcompensating with Dragon here, which is fine. It is one of the least played class in Unlimited. It's just kind of crazy to see aggro Dragon making a comeback, because that deck was one of my least favorite matchups back in early Unlimited Artifact, where I think that was back when we were still cheating out Maisha on turn 7.
Oh, yeah.
And aggro Dragon was just kind of like bursting through before he got Deus Ex Machina active.
I've just had a big brain thought, but the mini expansion is going to help an aggro Unlimited Dragon as well, but we'll get into that later.
All right, sorry, my mistake. Luminera Omega deals 4 damage and draws a card. The recovering play points is Roland. I'm mixing the two up because they launch at the same time.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
Aren't these buffs gonna go live while Gems is still up, or
no? It's going alongside the mini expansion update. All at the same time.
The moment the finals end, the maintenance happens, then the mini comes out as well as these buffs. It's definitely going to shake up the meta and Unlimited.
The Frenzied Core Master is so strong now. Rotation. Because it just, like, Atomy gets absolutely bodied by it. Anything that has a wide board gets bodied by it. You just play Sarah into Despo, and then you invoke Frenzy. And then you curve into Luminera, and then no OTK can kill you. Like, I think that deck is actually going to be real.
That. Ooh, I want to try that. Yeah. Some kind of defensive rally sword in Unlimited.
Yeah, legit. I think
OTKs instead.
I think Control Rally is going to be real, like, actually.
That sounds
fun. Gems Dragon needed the buff, though.
And of course, every deck capable of fitting it is going to run Glistering Angel. Just stopping invokes flat out with a 1-cost card now. That's grand.
Even the Unlimited game designers agree with me that Invoke was a mistake, and they're making it as easy as possible to deny Invokes for the rest of time.
True.
Yeah, because most of the best decks in Unlimited right now play Invokes. Blood, Shadow, even Haven. You can stall out the City of Gold now.
Yeah. So these changes were definitely a surprise. I don't think anybody saw them coming, but it just sort of opens up the field way more, and I think Control Rally and Armed might actually be real. That defense attack form buff, who gives a damn? But the defense form buff is crazy. Like
at least attack form being such a high AOE at least does make it a bit more useful. It's not as useless.
I mean, suddenly attack form, just playing that alone will deal with an Atomy board, but also that's going to be about 1 turn late for an Atomy board. So
and also the attack form dealing 10 deals with defense form. So think about that for a second. It's pretty good.
It's like you're not going to be happy about playing attack form still, but at least it's not as painful to play out.
Dude, imagine if they buffed Blast. That'd be insane.
Man, also, Laevateinn Dragon got to be one of the coolest cards I've ever printed.
Yeah, true.
Oh, real protagonist energy.
Guys, they buffed all these cards after our podcast talks shit about Unlimited.
Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
no. We talked
I
shit
don't-
about how they historically handled Unlimited. I believe in that
Well,
episode we
they
even said that they've been
decided-
doing more Unlimited stuff recently, right? So that's
A
fine.
little, they decided they saw what we said and decided, let's prove Evolve Point wrong and fix Unlimited. or
I'm
at least
sure that's
help.
what happened, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say there is something about these buffs that I found very interesting. They had this in the tweet when they announced it. This is an exact quote. With the introduction of Resurgent cards, changes to cards may be implemented when necessary to achieve a better gaming experience for the Unlimited format. I think this is pretty much confirmation that going forward, we're just going to have Resurgence, and because of that, Unlimited is just going to have retroactive erratas instead going forward after the last set. Like,
I can live with that.
Is that what we're, is that, am I?
Yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
guess
don't think
that
I'm
makes-
extrapolating too much, right? Like, that's pretty much what they're saying.
Yeah, because I would expect them to print more and more Resurgent cards after Worlds Beyond comes out, just as smaller patches.
Hmm.
So it makes sense that in order to compensate for the lack of, in order for Unlimited to not totally stagnate, it makes sense for them to do more balanced patches, like update old cards.
Yeah. All right. We also got the part 2 of Whispers of Purgation coming out during the patch as well. And during the stream, they previewed a story moment where Elena approaches the witch Teresa. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the voice actor was going in during that. Like, she was trying to earn an Oscar or something for that performance. Like, the Teresa voice actor was like screaming into the mic. So
I don't want to spoil the story for myself, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that clip.
it was.
I
I am
haven't
actually up to that point in the story, and Whispers seems like it might be a good way to end the story.
I have not caught up with the new story, but Teresa is a baddie.
Tanko, you were on the stream with me reacting when Teresa's voice actor went in. Did you just not hear it?
Well,
I actually didn't. I had it muted. I had the stream muted.
Oh, fair
Well.
enough. She was just like shouting. I don't know what she was saying, obviously, because it was in Japanese, but she was like screaming and in hysterics, and I'm like, damn, they got the good voice actor on this one. And we've got another event, of course, with the new release of the story. You get 3 packs for doing the story, so go do the story. All right.
oh yeah.
Okay. Now I have a lot of Shadowverse Evolve news. A lot of this is actually old news, but we didn't cover it before, and we decided to cover Shadowverse Evolve English stuff now. And in the future, I might split the Evolve stuff into a different podcast, maybe, but we'll just go through this real quick. First, the big news is that Gloryfinder official rules and spoilers were announced. It's going to be 50 cards in the main deck, 20 in the Evolve deck, which is up from 10 each in the base game, and also they have to be unique cards, so it has to be singleton, but there's no class restriction. So
Whoa.
very
Wait,
interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah. You
Crosscraft up in
you
it.
have 30 defense to start instead of 20, and you start with 2 play points instead of 0. So there's that. There's also the mechanic of a glory card. It's a card with the same class as your leader, and at the beginning of the game, it's placed face up next to your leader. It can't be a card that's also in your deck. It has to be a unique card, and it can be played at any time in the game if you have the play points for it. So very similar
It's
to Magic the
literally
Gathering
Commander.
Yeah. And
It's literally exactly Commander.
there's a lot of
Cool.
exclusive cards that are only in Gloryfinder, and they have bonuses depending on what leader you're playing. And it's a 1v1v1 format where the last man standing wins. And the cards, the exclusive cards, they revealed a few, and they are very, very strong. Gloryfinder cards, they said, are going to be stronger than normal cards, and I believe that when they printed 3 play point, quick speed, silver bolt that targets 3 targets, and I was like, okay, sure.
Oh, I didn't even read any of them. I just saw Electro and Pogged.
Yep,
It
they're
turns
all.
Shadowverse Evolve into a battle royale.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Very fun format. I'm really excited. That's coming out in July, so look forward to that. Speaking of
By the
more,
way,
yeah,
I can confirm that I know the price for the for Gloryfinder. So it's like 4 decks. So the I think the MSRP is around $100 USD.
Oh,
for 4 decks.
wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gloryfinder is 4 decks,
Yeah,
right?
it
'Cause
is. It is.
4
It's
player.
4
Yeah.
pre-built decks.
Is that
Yeah,
just
so-
rumor?
No, that's I've seen pre-orders.
Oh,
Wait,
Okay.
that's
So it is a bit of a higher investment to get into, but it's for pre-built. It is what it's
no,
whatever.
because if you have if you have 3 friends, it's just $25 per person, which is like really
yeah,
not
if you
that
have if
bad.
you have friends, they can pitch in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go. All right, next up, SVEE Shop Tournament promos for February to March have been confirmed. It's obviously best of 1 on Bushinavi in official Bushiroad stores, and there's 9 cards in the promo series 4-pack. Some of them are actually pretty good, like Nature's Guidance, Insight, Guardian Sun. Some of them are really bad, like Transmogrified Worm, but whatever. And then if you're the champion of a tournament, or if you win the lucky draw, you can get Execution promo, and Execution actually is a good card, so that's nice. Next, Flame of Laevateinn release tournaments at official Bushiroad stores starting from February 19th to March 17th. These are special format tournaments where you have no class restriction, but you can only use Flame of Laevateinn cards, so very spicy deck building happening. Participants get an unevolved Humpty Dumpty promo, and the champion and lucky draw winner gets a Beauty and the Beast playmat, which is kind of sick. It's going to be best of 1 Swiss into top 8.
I'm looking up right now if I can find some of those Humpty Dumpty promos.
Do you want to get the Beauty and the Beast playmat, though? Because they look incredible, and Beauty and the Beast is such a beautiful card.
Yeah. I have built Egg Haven, and I understand the hype. Egg.
We still got to get Kalen into this game. He's just sitting here like, what does any of this mean? Soon, Kalen, get a pre-built and we'll play. I promise.
Perhaps something along the lines of a Gloryfinder deck.
Oh. Also, future sets will also have tournaments like this too, so look forward to that as more sets come out. These release tournaments with a very unique format. Next, the Showdown series was announced in one of the Bushiroad presentations. It's going to be Showdown and Circuit tournaments are combined into Showdown challenges. Stores can host 1 per season. Champion gets a buy card for the Grand Showdown at the end of the season, and at the Grand Showdown, you can win exclusive promos and unsponsored invites to Worlds. So that's a pretty big deal with it being open to players all around the world. So it's unsponsored invite to the World Championship if you win a Grand Showdown. So this is pretty sick. Any comments, sir?
World sounds like a big tournament.
Yeah.
Does the buy card refer to like the Spring Fest or Worlds or what?
No, you get a buy card. Okay, so there's Showdown challenges. And if you win the Showdown challenge, you get a buy card for the Grand Showdown. And the Grand Showdown gets you an invite to Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah, a buy card is just a free win for those who don't know.
Yeah. Next, Bushiroad Spring Fest 2024. This is one of the most fun things. March to August, it's going to be 3 regions, SEAO, Europe, and the Americas. It's a shop challenge first, which is individual. You get a participation promo, the card Demonium. And if you get top 3, you get a hot stamped promo Demonium. And the shop challenge is really there just for you to try and find friends, because the regional championship is a 3v3 format where each player has to have different classes and universes, like Idolmaster or well, not Idolmaster, I guess that's not in English yet, but either different classes or Uma, basically. And for participating, you get a deck box which has the Bushiroad mascot Fishing, which is kind of funny. Women want me. Fish fear me. And you also get 1 random promo. Some of them are good, like Heroic Entry and Explosion and Tin Soldier. And some of them, nah. But yeah. And each champion member gets an alt art Bahamut. So
sheesh.
I need to find 2 other teammates and play.
Yeah, the Bahamut looks so good.
Tonko, if I find 2 teammates and you find 2 teammates, we might have to fight each other for that alt art Bahamut, brother. That's crazy.
Whoa.
You can take it. I just want the explosion promos.
Egg.
It's random, bro. What if you get freaking Flower Princess?
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
All right.
There's Magical Bishop. There's Bishop.
Yeah, you can get Bishop. Oh my God. There's also Bushiroad Championship Series 24-25. So Shadowverse Evolve is now part of BCS. Shop challenges start in September, and then there's going to be regionals, then Worlds. And finally, Booster Set 5, Omens Eternal. They're adapting the Omens. Pog. Coming out June 21, and pre-orders are open now. And I said finally, but there's actually 2 more news that I found.
Whoa.
I found the day before this podcast recording. Card Game Festival 2024 announced May 3rd and 4th this year at Tokyo Big Sight, so a huge event. Bushiroad's largest ever board game festival, they say. and there's going to have a Shadowverse Evolve Grand Prix there. And finally, the Set 9 for the Japanese edition of the game. Usually, we're not going to cover Japanese edition news because there's a lot of news in the Japanese edition. The only reason why I'm covering this now is because it's cool. They're adapting Dawnbreak Night Edge, and they just revealed a new ZIRNITRA! Let's go!
Whoa, ZIRNITRA mentioned.
Go.
That's the only reason why we're covering it. Yes, I'm
What
biased.
about MARDUK?
Yeah, there's also a UR MARDUK, and that's very sick.
Oh, baby MARDUK, my guy.
But
What's a MARDUK?
This new ZIRNITRA is actually so sick. You discard another ZIRNITRA, and then the ZIRNITRA comes out for cheap, and then all of your Wormkin tokens have Storm. So I'm like, this is gonna be so.
So you
lit.
can make a full ZIRNITRA deck now.
Yeah. Shadowverse Evolve is giving me what Shadowverse Digital is not, a full ZIRNITRA deck. This is why we're living. All right.
You can play as ZIRNITRA with a ZIRNITRA deck.
All right, let's talk about esports. There has been quite a bit of news in the esports sphere. JCG Open results. Okay, on the 7th, they had a rotation tournament. Magachio and Buff won the first place. Castel and Buff won second place and both fourth place slots. So, yeah, Castel, Buff, and Magachio good? So
It would seem so.
no surprise there. But there is Machina, Loot, and Milnard in the top 16. So
Who knows?
I don't know what happened there on the 7th. They cooked.
Mm.
On the 9th, they had a Take 2 tournament. No surprises. The winner played Sword twice, and then Blood, and then Forest. Pretty much when you're playing Take 2, pick Sword every time because Fearful Fighter just wins you the game every single time. No shocker there.
I played Take 2 recently.
Yeah.
I played Sword.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
I did not get that guy. Instead, they gave me neutral Sword
Oh.
with no neutrals.
Simply
Brutal.
draft better cards, Tanko.
Just do better.
On the 10th, they had a rotation tournament. Magachio and Buff won that one as well. Castel and Transmute went second place, so Transmute definitely still a top performer. And then on the 11th, which is just a few days before this recording, another rotation tournament. Buff Transmute won first. Magachio Transmute won second. But weirdly enough, there was a Mysteria and Aggro Blood in the top 4 as well, so that's pretty sick.
So,
Wow.
yeah, Buff seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think that we cannot understate. Buff, I think, won maybe 5 or 6 JCGs in a row. So
Yikes.
it is like clearly the best deck in the entire format by a lot. So
And I still haven't tried it.
ew, boy. But yeah, Mysteria and Aggro Blood top 4 is kind of sick.
It is cute that we still see some weird decks pop up this late into the format.
Wait, but I thought the Mysteria debuff, the nerf was overkill. Why is it still in tournaments?
Oh, Kalen is going in. The thing is, you're never going to believe this, Kalen. The person who brought Mysteria and Aggro Blood to the top 4 also qualified top 16 with Mysteria before, but it's always just this one guy, I'm pretty sure. So maybe one guy is just really good.
He's the Mysteria protagonist.
He's the Mysteria god. I'm gonna try and fact check that right now, but I'm pretty sure it is just one guy who's always bringing Mysteria and qualifying to top 16. So that guy is maybe just goated with the sauce, as they say.
There was one guy that was topping for a while with Enhanced Portal over and over again. That was
Enhanced
before
Portal, by the way, is
buff.
doing well. Like even in this last one on the 11th, there's 5 out of top 16 brought Enhanced Portal. So do not sleep. Enhanced Portal is still good. So pretty cool.
Now sleep into the mini.
It's the last ride, man. It's the last ride. Okay, I just double checked. On the 11th and on the 17th of January, it was the same guy. But otherwise it was several different people. But there's also another guy who did okay in JCG with it. Well, not really. I was gonna say okay. It's like top 256. It's like okay, never mind. But
Better than I did.
one guy did get top 4 and top 16 in 2 separate JCGs with Mysteria. So yeah, I think maybe he's just that guy. He's built different.
Felt different.
Yeah. All right. Also, the SVO Mini 2024 for February happened. And if you guys didn't know, it's 5 rounds of Swiss. You can change your deck at any time. And if you win all 5 rounds, you automatically get merch. If you participate in all 5 rounds, you have a raffle for merch. Yes, the Luna Pillow. Kaylin got very excited, had to just jump in and say it. You love the Luna Pillow.
Hell yeah.
And the results are Rysen and Zyro, very familiar names to the competitive scene, got 5-0. So congratulations on your Luna Pillow. Yippee!
Congrats, Zyro and Rysengan.
And also, the Rage Shadowverse Pro Tour 23-24 season just happened on February 11th at Belsal Akihabara. It's a big event, live event with spectators and side events and everything. I wish I was still in Japan. Unfortunately, I had to fly back. I should have been me. But yeah, it's a big pro team versus pro team league with rotation and take two involved in the format. And in the end, Team X's won, winning 15 million yen for their team, which is around $100,000 US. And it's a pretty awesome send-off because Rumoi, competitive player for Xyz, is actually retiring from competitive play. And this is his final tournament, I believe. So final tournament, winning $100,000 US. Can't complain about that. Congratulations.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Final tournament until he comes back for Worlds Beyond.
Yeah, maybe.
Hell yeah.
And the winning lineup was Castel, Heal, Helio, Buff, and Evolve Portal. With a caveat. The person who was supposed to play Evolve Portal played the Take-Two round instead, so Evolve Portal was never played.
Hey, but Evolve Portal mentioned, right?
Hey, technically, it's in the winning lineup for a 15 million yen tournament, right? So
Blood thinks he's part of the team.
And there's Buff again. I'm the kind of Dragon player that doesn't want Dragon to be good. I just want to play it while it's an underdog.
yeah, I hear you on that.
Honestly, that's how I feel about Portal too.
I don't mind Dragon being good, but I do want their deck to be more interesting than this.
Yeah.
Like during Alter Sphere when Turbo Purgatory was a deck, I was like, this is sick. But this is not it. IMO. Anyway, guys, main topic time. I told you we'd speed through it. Yeah. Kaylin was afraid this would be a 2-hour episode. It's only half an hour
I
in.
was just afraid it was a 3-hour podcast.
No, now we're on the main topic, baby. Resurgent Legends Mini Set speculation, and we're going to talk about what decks we want supported, and we're also going to talk about what decks they've already supported because the Mini Set reveal stream debut happened just yesterday, and they revealed 7 new cards. Well, new. They're all Resurgent, but 7 cards with new effects. 1, Dine Cannon Sword Soldier, giving a huge payoff for Artifact, dealing 5 damage to everything, or 10 if you've shuffled 20 Artifact followers into your deck, or an Accelerate 1, destroy all your artifacts and destroy 2 random enemy followers. Just an insane card. Tanko as Resident Portal guy. What are we thinking, Tanko? It's good.
Dude, Dine is my guy. I played so many memes with that guy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty good. Because the main thing I've been missing from Artifact is that as cumbersome as the Artifact engine is, it's moderately consistent. There's a whole lot of moving pieces you need, but getting all those pieces together is not that difficult. The main thing is just Artifact just did not put out enough damage. You would have to spend time generating all these Radiants and all of these Rhinos and drawing into them. And I would frequently be just a couple damage off lethal. But Dine just being a huge nuke by himself, and also the fact that you can use him to excel to clear your board, so that way you don't board lock yourself and you can keep playing more artifacts after that. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's going to increase the APM on Artifact yet again.
It's an incredibly strong card, Dine Cannon Sword Soldier. And another example of why this card shouldn't be in Unlimited, because if it was, it would be ridiculous.
Getting the 20 guys into deck, it sounds a bit daunting, but it's not that difficult. I wouldn't say it's easy. I wouldn't say it's easy to get 20, but it's not that difficult.
No.
And even if you don't get 20, I think just the base damage of 5 to face is still a nice addition to the deck.
Yeah. Or like, honestly, just combo out with the Accelerate, I think is the biggest use case.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like this. You either combo out with the Accelerate, or it's like an over-the-top finisher when you're just lacking the damage. Like when you already have done all of what you could do, then you play Dine, and it's just like an I win button kind of thing, right?
Airstrike artifact is going to be a lot more abusable now.
Yeah, that's
now
true.
You have ways to just kill them off and talk the last words yourself.
Yeah, and like you just play the one cost Storm guy, right? The Pugilist. And
a funny quick blader, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the cards, by the way, that were revealed are incredibly strong, like Terminus Dragoon, the Dragoncraft legendary.
My boy!
Which is for some reason a Rush, a Bane, a 3/3/2, a discount 2 Dragon cards in your hand, and gain Storm on Overflow. Like, that's a ridiculous card. It's
I love him.
Dude, Dragoon's eating good today.
Oh, yeah. I'm absolutely gooning.
Do not say that. We also got Dragon Slayer's Tragedy. It's a 9-cost gold spell that banishes all enemy cards. Seems really heavy, but it's quite good with Degenerate Dragon, especially with the control tools that
it's Lightning Blast.
Yeah, it's Lightning Blast.
They made Lightning Blast.
Cheaper Lightning Blast that can cost 0 if you have Degen, so yeah.
Which is pretty nice. I think Big Dragon is going to absolutely love Terminus Dragoon as soon as it drops, because it could make for some really, really quick plays with ramping in.
You can clear buff boards.
If Terminus Dragoon discounts your Worm God, you can play Tarask on the same turn now.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. You don't even need to discount the you would need to discount the Tarask twice, which would require 2 Terminus to play it on the same turn.
But it is still good. And like the Tragedy is it interrupts your pull with Relic, but it's still a good tech. Like, people already still play all that glitters, even though that card sucks. So like
Terminus won't really care about Relic. It's gonna get either played before
no, I'm talking about Tragedy.
Relic start getting played, but
I'm talking about Tragedy still being in the deck after you Worm God. Yeah. And then
that's why I'm not gonna play it. Lightning Blast was good back in the day for the same effect, but that was back in the day. I don't see Dragon Slayer's Tragedy being actually
I think Tragedy is better than all that glitters if you're gonna play one of the top end spells, because
you can clear a buff board.
Now you can clear a buff board, or you can clear a bunch of wards, and now you're guaranteed that your Storm goes face with Relic.
You can clear Heal Haven boards.
So you can discount Relic and Tragedy. Relic goes face, and then you can get Lowly off of it or whatever. Like, I think Tragedy is much better than all that glitters personally, if you're gonna run one of them.
Hey,
all that glitters had the utility of being able to play a Degenerate Dragon, all that glitters, and then the Worm God after you've drawn all the cards. I think that will be more valuable than clearing the board.
I guess we'll have to see.
You know what Tragedy also clears? Roland,
which is a problem. Yeah. If Roland is meta, you might need the Tragedy, because Roland is an Evo payoff. It heals and destroys at 3 Evos, and it recovers 4 play points at 5 Evos. And then when it Evos, it summons Durandal, and Durandal makes it so that your leader and all your allied followers are untargetable. So
Whoa.
Yeah. So you might need the Tragedy for that, sir. Because otherwise, how are you answering any of that? You can Roland into Galder. You can Roland into Weiss. You can Roland into Fearful Fighter, which is really dangerous. Because now you have an unattackable, untargetable 5/5 that deals 5 every turn. So it deals 10 every turn. If you can't answer it. So...
The fact that it gives untargetable to the leader, that's the first time we've seen that mechanic.
Cool.
It is cool.
I don't think we've never seen that.
You can't do Levi, Crimson Sorcery 9 damage to the face anymore, apparently.
It does
Discord Convict either.
It does do that with Draziel. Like, Draziel does answer the board, but if you have Weiss in behind it, like then it's a real danger.
You play a Durandal plus a Weiss. That's pretty much unbreakable. A 10 play point combo that would be really hard to deal with.
Do you know what breaks it? Dragon Slayer's Tragedy.
True.
But we also got the Sword Gold, Day Master Spy. She's a 3 play point 2/2 with Storm. I'm literally reciting the effect off of memory, by the way, so do fact check me if I get it wrong. She's a 3 play point 2/2 with Storm that adds an infiltration into your hand, or some sort of a token spell that's 1 cost.
Special Investigation,
that's the one. And on playing Special Investigation, it puts an Evan into your hand and evolves the Day. On Evolve, the Day gets Strike, draw a card, as well as Ambush, but doesn't gain any stats. And the Evan...
It has Storm Ambush?
So I think
what happens is you play it,
you storm
space,
it, and then you evolve it and it gains Ambush, yeah.
Oh, that's cute, actually.
Yeah,
okay,
and then you also get the Evan, which is a 0-cost 2/2 that buffs an allied follower by +1/+1, and also has Rush. So it's basically neutral sword support, giving you an evolve and another potential evolve with Evan targeting a neutral. So
yeah,
so
seems good.
I cannot believe they're making neutral sword real.
Yeah, it is actually real. I think Day is not as obviously good as like something like Roland, but it's legit. Like it's an actual card.
It's really good.
It's like +2 evolves and 3 bodies, right? Well, 2 bodies and then +1 you evolve for free with Evan. So like, yeah, and that works also with the new neutral that was revealed, Oceana's Shifting Radiance, a 2-play point 2/2 that puts 1 of 2 spells into your hand. What are the spells called?
Drop of Kindness and Flowing Mercy.
Okay.
Drop of Kindness, 1 play point gold, restore 3 defense to your leader, with Flowing Mercy being 1 play point. Destroy an enemy follower with 5 defense or less.
For 1 play point. And remember, she's a 2/2/2, and she evolves for free if you evolve 3 times. So
that's good. That's cool.
It's even more free evolves. It combos with Blooming Dancer, which is still in rotation, I believe. Yes.
Yep.
And it's an additional evolve proc for your Roland. It's additional evolve for your Alice and Grimnir. And unironically, Oceanus is also good in Evolve Portal.
Evolve Portal mentioned.
So, yeah, that's good.
It also helps evolve decks that don't have access to a lot of healing, because usually that neutral package doesn't come with a lot.
Evolve Dragon,
yeah,
let's go!
Say, we don't have that many generic Qs anymore. So
yeah,
this is refreshing.
I mean, I'd say that's a good thing.
It's a really good card. And finally, Alexiel God's Sworn Shield, 6 play point 6/8 Storm Ward, can't take more than 3 damage at a time. Fanfare, if you have more evolution points than your opponent, evolve this follower and can't be destroyed. And it's a 6/8 that has full stats into 8/10. No downsides.
That's awesome.
It's really strong. It can be cheated out with Pendulum. It can be cheated out with Ether. And it's a very strong card for Storm Ward, which is weirdly enough Diamond Master synergy. And also, weirdly enough, Big Haven synergy, because it's more than 5 play points.
She's a big.
But
this card's gonna be cracked in Take 2.
Yeah, it's obviously gonna be cracked in Take 2. But I have a feeling that it's not gonna be enough to save Big Haven, man.
Yeah, I don't.
If they play, look right now, Forest is like the most represented class in competitive across 2 different decks, Magachio and Castel, other than Buff, obviously, which takes it with 1 deck, but you know what I'm talking about. And Lily is a card that can take this out. And not only that, but if the opponent has a ward, Alexiel doesn't do anything. If the opponent has protection, I don't know. Alexiel seems really strong on its face because it's overstat, no downside Storm Ward, but in the archetype that surrounds it, I don't know if it's gonna do enough, honestly. And I hate to say it.
Yeah, I can't really see it having a huge impact on the game. It's just kind of a cool card.
It's
Maybe next expansion will have a chance to shine.
What do you think, Tom?
He's a nice familiar face to see again. I have a soft spot towards Alexiel.
Same.
Well, I love Alexiel, but I used to hate her guts because back in the day when I was a baby in Altar Sphere, that was back before you could spark leaders. So I pulled 2 Alexiels before finally getting Orcus leader.
Well, I got a foil Alexiel leader.
Do you think I'm underrating Alexiel? Like, is she actually better than I think she is? Or
no,
I think that's about right.
I think
she's a cool
maybe.
She's a cool card, but I feel like she's not that practical. At least she's not as impressive compared to the other reveals.
Yeah, some of the other reveals are on a higher power level than her. She almost looks like a fair card, which is odd to say of a card that strong.
Yeah.
But
I felt the same way. If you check my video where I'm talking about the mini reveals, I'm like, I don't think Alexiel is. I think Alexiel is too fair. And then I caught myself and I'm like, which is crazy because she's over stat Stormward, but
Yeah.
I do feel that way, which is sort of an insane thing. But
Like she reminds me of the Bloodcraft legendary from a bit ago, Pain Immortal.
yeah,
Where it's
Love
like a
that
big
card.
ward storm, but like not a bad card, but nothing super duper impressive at the
Which
time.
is a shame because he's such a cool card. 6/6.
He is
6,
cool, yeah.
Defends your own body. Bane Storm Ward. One hell of a
Amazing
card.
and take two and
Alexiel
gems.
looks worse than him, to be honest.
it's a
just
different
because she doesn't
era,
have
brother.
faith.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, these big sticks alone, they don't really do it anymore. Your big stick has to do 12 different things for it to be good, man. Just look at Venema.
It's like
has to increase the cost of your enemy's hand, reduce their max defense, and clear their board. And only then can you play a big
Alexiel
stick.
won't even be good in Big Dragon Crosscraft.
Yeah.
Like you could use Alexiel as a lead-in, like turn 6 Alexiel into turn 7 Jean. But usually
big?
Heal Haven players just play ambushes on turn 6 instead.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that leads us to our main topic here, which is the Resurgent Legends Mini expansion. Of course, spoiler season is happening, and I have an announcement to make. First of all, SVO is announcing a card on the 15th on their Discord. So make sure to join the SVO Esports Discord and check out a reveal on the 15th of February. And second of all, I have a reveal on the 17th of February, happening on my channel, youtube.com/Ignideus. Yippee!
No dragons for you to reveal though.
Yeah, but well, I won't say anything, but I will say that Tonko should probably watch my reveal when it comes out.
Haven reveal?
So yeah, check that out. It's gonna be a good time. I'm glad I got a reveal for the mini. Didn't get a reveal for the main set when it dropped, but for the mini, I'm very happy that they chose me to reveal the card again. I'm back, baby. We are so back, as they say. All right. Other than that, we have the cards now for some of the classes, but there's some classes that we have no idea what's going on. Let's talk about what we want supported and what we think is actually going to happen. Who wants to begin? I feel like Tonko was going to say Artifact, but he already got his wish, so like now what he's going to say?
I was gonna say Big Dragon support and something to prevent Buff Dragon from being the top dragon deck, and I think that's what we got.
Yeah,
I guess.
So you both got preempted by the reveal.
Yeah,
the things you wanted to
satisfied.
say. I'll answer for Portalcraft then. I hope the gold is a puppet support card, because I think Dine is enough by himself to carry Artifact now. We just need puppet support now.
What I'm specifically hoping for the Portal Gold is I want SVEE to come back.
Ooh.
I want OG SVEE as a Resurgent card.
Without
Granted,
Orcus? How could that be?
Granted, well, because SVEE's the gold.
Yeah, I know, but like without them being separate in separate sets, that's tragic.
True, that's a good point. You
know what they should do? Prince Saphira.
Yeah.
Saphira. That's a card.
Why do we still not have a new Saphira after all these years?
Here we go.
I don't see them printing another like big finisher card for Portal though.
No.
For Artifact after Dine.
Yeah.
But
they could make Saphira a puppet card. Who's gonna stop him?
They could make puppets support, but I don't even know what puppets really do anymore besides just being Evo support at this point. Or something.
No, the puppet that aggro people down. Just like make a thing that gives puppet storm again. That's what we need in this economy.
Okay, but you know what I think it's actually gonna be?
What?
They're gonna make enhanced support.
No,
they're
bro.
They're gonna make one more enhanced card.
What? It's rotating in a month, man.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna make one more enhanced card for no reason right before Cuddy leaves. They always do this shit.
This is tragic.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, well, Kaylin, what do you want? Now that the dragon cards are revealed, so you got to pick another class to cape for here.
Are there any sword cards not revealed? Oh boy. Nuts. They
no, both swords of Wars have been revealed.
My speculation for the mini set is that Forestcraft gets nothing.
What, they just don't release a forest card?
Yes.
I hate to break it to you, it's already confirmed that there's 18 cards in 1 liter, so...
Cool.
What a shame.
What if Force gets no cards and Dragon gets 2 more
Or
cards?
Dragon.
Is that what you're Do not...
That's what
why
I
are you
want.
antagonizing... Dude, I'm sure there's plenty of nice, wholesome, family-friendly Forest mains in the comment section of this podcast.
I will fight Forest mains out back and Macas.
And they're just here listening to their idol, Lord Kalen from Reddit, diss their favorite class. How could you?
I'm glad that Forest has been eating good because they've had it rough in rotation for a very long time.
Yeah.
But they're eating too good right now.
Imagine if they...
I don't think
Hey,
I don't think they're really looking for anything like specific right now.
I mean, I'll just say, like, you're talking about supporting stuff that's about to rotate. What if they print more Magachio support? And the next 1 month is Magachio the meta.
Just make a random new condemned card. Do that for Rune too. Just give all the classes 1 more condemned card.
For Rune, I hope they support Spell Boost. Why is Spell Boost so bad? We gotta support this archetype. Isn't it the main archetype of the class?
Yeah, and they actually finally have the design space open to support Spell Boost without breaking Unlimited.
Yeah.
Due to the Resurgent mechanic.
Let's get a 0-cost draw card in here.
Oh god.
I imagine we're probably gonna get some kind of good reanimate target for spell boost. If not in the mini, then maybe next expansion.
Yeah, but the question is it going to be better than Golem Lord? Is the only because like any reanimate target that you have has to be better than Golem Lord, to be worth running. And I don't know.
I would say that if anything that isn't Golem Lord would mean that you wouldn't have to make space for the Dirt Engine.
That's true.
But then again, without putting aside the Dirt Engine, the pure spell boost engine isn't even good anyway. I don't even know if there even is an engine.
That's what I'm saying. There needs to be a finisher and there needs to be a draw card. If those are the 2 rune cards, I'll be like, all right, we're cooking now. But if not, then spell boost. Wait till the last set of the entire game, I guess. When you're supposed to be the emblematic set, the archetype of the entire class. You gotta wait till the last set of the game to be playable.
Well.
Sorry?
So, unless this mini decides to help out Vengeance, that's been pretty much abandoned as well.
Dude, I do not expect Vengeance to carry over to Worlds Beyond. I'll just tell you right now.
Obviously.
I don't want Vengeance.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of Blood, do you think it's at all possible for them to save under 10 the way that they saved Neutral Sword?
It'll be really funny if Neutral Sword is still bad after this.
It would be pretty funny, but
save under 10? How? Like, even right now, the top 4 in JCG is Wrath aggro still. Nobody's playing under 10, even after the Milnard quality of life change. What would they have to do? They would need another card that puts itself back into your hand if you banish it. I think that's honestly it. Because right now, you just lose too much.
I think they need burn damage because Milnard just loses towards. Even when they do get Milnard active, the deck still loses towards.
Nah, just case cracked. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just case cracked. Easy peasy.
No, what they need actually is a way to shuffle stuff into their deck so that they don't instantly lose if they don't miss their 1 chance at lethal. That's I think actually very important.
Do they not have that? I never realized.
They don't have anything that shuffles things into their deck. So if they miss their 1 shot at lethal, they just lose the game to decking out.
They need Mithril Ring back. That could be a neutral card, right?
They need gold has to be something that also comes back to hand like Milnard, and legendary has to be something that shuffles stuff into their deck.
You know what would be perfect for them? Cassim.
Yeah, me as a Portal enjoyer, I can't relate.
I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. Write this down on a piece of paper. Put it in your pocket, okay? The legendary is gonna be Fanfare. Put every card banished from your deck back into your deck.
Then you're gonna be out of under 10.
But your Milnards will already be active because you drew them while you were at under 10.
It's true.
If they were to reveal that, I would still think, who cares?
So true.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot to me.
They'd be printing anti-Bahamut support
Ooh.
now of all times.
This is the the boys try to solve under 10 blood section of the podcast.
I don't think we can do it. To be
we
honest.
have this every week.
I cannot solve this lethal puzzle.
All right. What other classes have we not talked about? Shadow. You want last words support so that transmute stops being the top dog? I think if last words gets any support, it'll become too good. That's the fear, honestly.
Yeah.
Last words is still good.
Yeah, last words is still
it's in a
good.
pretty good position.
Yeah. So what could they even support that wouldn't break the class?
I don't know, Ghost.
Print another Ghost support right after Masquerade rotated out. Yeah, sure. You could do that.
I just hope Dark Alice doesn't get any support. That
No.
deck hurts me.
You know what we need? We need actual real Necromancy support because they printed Minth and have done nothing with her.
True.
Yeah, we need a way to activate my weirdly favorite card from Shadowcraft recently, Viscaria. I just really like her, but she's so bad. So we gotta figure out some way to eat more shadows. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's do Necromancy support this time around.
So far, Minth has just been a glorified take 2/gems card, and that's it.
I got a wild prediction. The Resurgent Mini card for Shadow, the legendary, it's going to be Atomy, but he's not going to do anything that we expect.
Ooh.
He's going to be right weird, like summon 4 ghosts, add the card back to your hand, and then if you slam it down on top of ghosts, he makes your health pool double. There, I don't know.
I have a prediction as well. You know how all the Resurgent cards are cards that nobody cares about for the most part?
Pretty much.
So my prediction is that
I loved Warbreaker Dragoon.
Okay, relax. You two are the only fans of Dyne and Warbreaker Dragoon on planet Earth. So here's my prediction. The legendary for Shadow is going to be Gold Rush Ghost, and it's going to be Ghost support.
I had him play against me today in the GP, and he won the game.
Exactly. He's gonna be 5 cost. Put a card with enhanced 7 into your hand and reduce its enhanced cost by 3.
That's wild.
I'm making a lot of swings for the fences predictions today. I don't know why. Yeah. I'm in the mood. And obviously for Haven, I think we're all in the same camp that we want Big Haven to be better. Am I speaking for anybody here out of turn?
I have no
some
idea what to say about Haven.
Like, I want Big Haven support, but also I don't know what you can even do with Big Haven to make it stand up compared to the other decks.
You know what I want to see from Haven? I want to see a wild mechanic where you replace whenever you get healed. Instead of healing, you reduce your opponent's HP for that amount. Kind of like the way Bloody Mary worked, but say if you restore 5 defense to your leader.
That's messed up, bro. Heal Haven's
good.
That's
so messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up, but they wouldn't be able to heal. So if they can't OTK you, suddenly they're not healing anymore, and maybe Haven can't survive if they can't heal. So maybe it would be a good trade in support.
Interesting.
It's like, to be fair, if it's a Resurgent card, then it's not going to be in Unlimited anyway, so they're not concerned about that design aspect.
It wouldn't stack with Kel in Unlimited, yeah.
And even though Heal Haven is the deck, Heal Haven doesn't actually have that many individual heal procs. Like, I don't think it would abuse that mechanic as much.
Yeah, Heal Haven should really be called, like, buff my guys until they're unkillable Haven. But what's the last class we haven't talked about yet? Forest Crafts. Well, I know Kaylin doesn't like it, but my prediction. Here's another swing for the fence prediction. My final one. It's gonna be Weemael support. Weemael is gonna come back. There's gonna be a lot of ways to get him cheaper in this mini set, and we're gonna see a Weemael resurgence for the first 3 days, and then nobody will play it again and just go back to playing Castel.
Yeah, I got nothing. Maybe it'll be more Hornet support with Babs. Like, go all in on Hornets, get more Hornets, reduce your opponent's HP with that. That'd be cool.
You even remember Weemael?
Yeah, it was guy came back to your hand whenever he died. Funny little guy. I didn't like him though.
He doesn't come back to hand. He comes back to board whenever he guys.
Oh.
Yeah. He's like better Mordecai, and even that's bad, so.
I literally have no idea who you guys are talking about.
You don't know who Weemael is?
Can't say that I do.
I'm gonna link it in chat right now, and you're gonna be like,
I'm expecting Oberon support.
Yeah, control forest support would be cool. I mean, that's personally my favorite forest craft deck. So, all right, I'm linking a picture of Wimael Tatanka right now. Do you remember this guy?
Who?
Exactly.
I didn't even know this guy was still in rotation.
He's from Asphalt.
He's not in rotation. Wait, is he?
Yeah,
Wait,
everything in Asphalt is still in rotation. Do you guys play this game?
No, bro, I play Shadowverse Evolve.
God damn it. Anyway, yeah, that's our takes, and I guess we'll just have to find out as the spoiler season continues onward. Of course, though, remember we have a reveal in the SVO Discord, SVO Esports Discord. Go check that out on the 15th, and then I have a reveal on the 17th on my YouTube channel. So make sure to tune in for that. Now, last week's question of the week was, weirdly enough, what deck do you want supported most in the Resurgent Legends Mini Set? So it ties. Oh, it's almost as if we planned this. Oh my god. So here are your answers. First of all, Alfie, MS Alfie, friend of the channel.
He's my friend.
Honestly, I just want better neutral payout. Some decks that are using neutral package, like Charlemagne and High Spirited Knight, are just decent, but just not enough. Print more stronger, better payoffs for neutral sword, or just more good neutral cards. I don't know, lol. Well, good news, Alfie. They did that. Yippee.
Alfie's eating good.
Jif says, friend of the channel, Jif, Artifact Portal needs to be good again. Well, Jif, I got good news for you.
Well, Jif.
Ziff is eating good.
Good news.
Friend of the channel, East, co-caster with me on SVO Esports SEAO circuit, says, definitely neutral sword. When the set first dropped, it was the first deck I tried, and while you can see the concept there, it still feels like it's missing a few pieces. Is one of the pieces that it's missing an untargetable leader? If so, congratulations.
Yeah, so these questions were picked before the reveals, so
it is pretty fun to see how it turned out, though. Like, a lot of people's wishes got answered, which is, what you like to see.
Everybody wins.
All right, now that was from Twitter. Now over on the YouTube side, we got P. Nixon, who says, support Big Haven in the mini. Well, Alexia,
we got news.
We got a big.
It's not great.
She is big.
We got one big, but she doesn't make multiple bodies for Big Haven.
No.
So. Oh, dude, imagine if she just summoned another copy of herself.
What, like Divine Minister?
So good.
Yeah, that gave her smaller stats.
That'd be 6.12. Nah, you can't do that.
No, but like if she like split into smaller bodies, like smaller size bodies, like half the stats.
Or like when she dies, she summons a slightly smaller version of herself. She summons a 5-cost version of herself.
She summons a baby.
Like one of those, like, what it's called, like a Russian doll that just has people inside of it. Now that would be a card. We also have Donkey Shin, who says Big Haven and Burial Rite support in the mini, and maybe loot support? Because Rally's fine right now, and there's no way they can make Neutral Sword work, lol. Oh boy.
Well, have we got news for you?
More importantly, I hope there's some balance around Dragon and Forest. Well, I mean, the good news is that they didn't support the Dragon archetype that's good with the Dragon cards, so that's as much we could ask for, right? Like, wait, Terminus Dragoon could be played in buff, though. That's kind of messed up.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah. But,
wait, is there still Barrel Light stuff in rotation?
Yeah, there's a whole Shadowcraft legendary based around it, the Dancing Woman.
Yeah, that's true. The Dancing Woman. You don't even remember the name, do you?
Wait, that's Rune, not Shadow.
No, there is a Dancing Woman.
Lovelorn Necromancer.
Yeah,
there's be dancing. Yeah, that's like that could be their deck.
But like that's just a storm. It doesn't.
Well, the problem is
you don't combine it with Mirio anymore. Actually, no, Mirio's still in rotation, right?
Yes, she's from Asphalt. Brother, Cutthroat is in rotation, hence all of Asphalt is in rotation. That's an easy way to remember.
Cutthroat is still in rotation?
Yeah, dude, we just talked about how Enhanced made top 16.
Oh my god, Enhanced mentioned.
This is, okay, guys, don't bully Tonko. He is just back from the dentist and he's on anesthetics, I think. Anyway, yeah, Big Haven, would love to see it. Burial Rite, I will say, I don't really want them to support it because Mirabelle is rotating anyway, but
if they print a good generic Burial Rite support, just a solid generic card in general, that's fine, but something that specifically relies on Burial Rite would be kind of stinky.
We also have Shadow Walker who says, is it possible to make Neutral Sword a real deck? Charlemagne is the expansion phase card, and yet its deck is trash. Dude, lots of people wanted Neutral Sword to be good. Like, a lot of people. So...
Well, I'm happy for these people.
Congratulations, everybody. That was it from the YouTube side. Now we also have responses from the Discord side. Mock writes, as a control player, I want Lina to get more tools to work with. Sheep is good as a way to deal with burst damage, but also grinds your game plan to a halt because it doesn't advance Lina. So I'd like to see something better made for the deck. I also want the deck to get something that changes Helio Shadow from an automatic loss to something you can actually fight. Even if the deck gets nothing else, just let me delete Helio plus Steve from the game and I'll take it. If you guys didn't know, Steve is my community's name for Grey Void Knight. So,
see, I don't see Alexiel dealing with Helio.
No,
does
it does not. Because
I didn't even know lineup players played Sheep.
I mean, the good thing is that the Alexiel does gain cannot be destroyed, right? If you have more of, but only if you have more evolve points, and even that's like, oh, come on, like, yeah. So most of the time, Helio is killing it for free, and then you just get like Gilgamesh to the face. So, ew, boy. I hope the gold is good. Is all I'll say. You know. We also have Regilis who says test subject needs one last hurrah before it leaves. It's been in the dumpster for months now. It'll be an interesting concept. It'll be annoying to fight against without any max health boost like the time before. But with the new fusion synergy, it can have a shot to greatness. I will say, they did sort of support it with Vengeful Pack in the set, but then we never saw any push for it. So I think if we're going with the theme of Vengeful Pack pushing Sephi support, maybe the mini expansion will be Sephi support. Like, honestly.
That'd be nice.
A bunch of these ideas outside of Neutral Sword, a bunch of these are for archetypes that are about to rotate out. So,
but as you said, that's exactly what they do.
I did joke about that. I did joke about it before. They do that all the time, so it is possible.
Yeah, they really do like to support archetypes that only have maybe 6 weeks left in them.
Yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's Sephi's time to shine. And finally, the last write in here from Discord. It's actually a little conversation between Toast Onyx and Cutthroat. Toast Onyx says, under 10 blood, it would be criminal not to support it. Then Cutthroat said, give them Spartacus.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
And then Toast Onyx says, nah, make them swap decks with the opponent. Now the opponent gets to deck out.
That's
which would also be messed up. These are both messed up
yeah,
ideas.
Dude, like, banish the opponent's cards until they have the same amount of cards as you.
Whoa!
That's way too intrusive.
That would be crazy.
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh ass mechanic, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, that would be awesome.
Yeah, turn blood into Bahamut.
Greener.
Banish your entire deck and then banish your opponent's deck. And then give your opponent the ability to draw a card at the start of your turn. Boom. Now you win.
Oh my god.
God, it reminds me of how Pandora's really there to end games.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, I agree. Under 10 blood, why is it still so bad? Fix it. Please.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to fix under 10 blood. There you go.
They did it.
There's the answer.
The Discord cooked.
They solved it.
Well, yeah. Well,
all right.
Give them Spartacus.
Everybody, thank you for writing in for the question of the week. It's always fun to interact with the viewers, or listeners, I should say. It's a podcast.
Well,
come on. It's a podcast. It's the listeners. You got to get used to that. So, speaking of, we also have a question for next week. And in the same spirit as the random buff that landed in the middle of the announcement for the mini expansion, what unlimited buff do you want next? It can be any card at all. Let me know, because clearly
Calamity.
They're buffing a lot of random stuff. So what's next on the list? We will also answer that question next week. Kaylin just answered it just now. So
that's not a real answer. I'll save that for next week.
Me, Kaylin, and Tonka will answer that alongside you guys next week. But for now, that's it for the podcast. It was only an hour long. We blazed through it.
That was somewhat clean, yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts?
We made it through. I have zero
You'll
thoughts.
find me on the Iron Bridge in Dark Souls 2. Come fight Forest Mains.
I purposely skipped over the intro section where we talk about what we did last week because I knew I had a lot of news to get through, and I knew that Kaylin would spend 10 hours talking about Dark Souls 2. So...
And I would have been talking about either Blue Archive or the Dentist.
Yeah.
So
the Blue Archive at the Dentist. Lots of things going on. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. You can always go check out. Wow. What happened to me? I forgot how to speak English. You can also check us out not only on this channel, youtube.com/Ignideus, but also on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. We're all over the place. I set it up so that when I upload it, it goes everywhere. So I'm kind of a tech genius in that way. All right.
Hell yeah.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out Tonko and Kaylin in the description down below as well. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Down calling them bottom. Bye.
I gotta get me an intro like
Jesus
that.
Christ. What happened?